Welcome to the Glassgirls network, proud sponsors of
Neve Deasy
and Mill Rogers.
So what we're going to talk about today is the pre-season we've been on and the expectations for this season and where we think we'll be. So we'll start off with talking about the new arrivals. Kieran, who's been your favourite addition so far this summer?
I mean, all of them. They're all just a bunch of class players, aren't they, really? But, you know, I think if you're looking at the pre-season games we've had, you know, the ones that have made the impact and the ones that, you know, possibly could, you know, elevate us to that next level. I think you're looking at both Neve Deasy and Lindsay Glover, really. I think they're both been absolutely terrific in pre-season. Obviously, Neve's got, I can't even remember how many goals. And yeah, Lindsay on that right-hand side, she's, you know, such a class player with the football. I think it's going to be really exciting watching them two play this season.
For yourself?
I echo Kieran. I say, like first game City Stoke away. Neve just literally every time she got the ball, she just wanted to score goals. So like, I think she scored about 4 or 5 goals that day, and like starting as she mean to go on. And I mean, Lindsay Glover as well. Just like so impressive, like her leadership on and off the pitch, like helping her teammates out. So yeah, those are definitely ones to watch. Plus all the new arrivals that have come in as well. So yeah, very impressed by the new arrivals that have come in.
So for myself, it would probably be the leadership that Lindsay Glover brings on and off the field. She doesn't shut up. She's so loud, but she's very, very loud in a positive way.
Yeah.
And with the ball at her feet, I don't think I've seen anyone who can deliver a ball better into the box, to be honest. Absolute ping. So what's been everybody's highlight of pre-season then?
I'd say it's probably got to be Aberystwyth, hasn't it? I mean, the whole day out in general. Obviously, 2 great matches as well. We've got to see the reserve side in action, and yeah, you know, there was some bangers scored, to say the least, in those matches as well. And yeah, two good results, 2 you know class matches, to be fair, and a one amazing night out as well that I'm sure we have a lot of memories from. But yeah, no, it was a brilliant day, and for me, yeah, that's my highlight of the pre-season.
Yeah, I was going to say the same for me. That weekend was a blast. Getting to see the reserves and the first team, especially that first team game. I think Neve Deasy's first goal was like, just took the ball and then she hit the ball across towards the goal, and I thought, oh, that's going over the bar. I thought that's not going, and suddenly dipped right at the end. I was like, wow.
She has been known to do that before.
Yeah.
And then the dip on the ball was ridiculous. It was such a finish, but then you've got to talk about that free kick as well.
That free kick, some ping. I
know, just the way it just went up and down. I was just like, yeah, I just didn't think it was going to go in, and then it was just like just to seal the match. I think that was the 3rd goal, and it was just like, game done. It's all settled now. But yeah, Aberystwyth was just a brilliant weekend. One I'll never forget.
I think I'd probably echo the same myself, to be fair. It was a brilliant weekend for everybody that was there. But then I've got to throw in as well the Stoke City game. Like, the way that we managed it and the way that the players played was of a very, very high performance. You was there. We matched them all over the pitch. We restricted them to what we wanted them to do, and then to get the equaliser in the way that we did with a big cross into the box and Slabhead getting on the end of it. Big Neve Murphy.
Put it in the box and she will score.
Bullet header.
I mean, yeah, when you look at the opposition as well, I think they're a tier 3 side that were unlucky to miss out on promotion, were they? So you know, I think when you're looking at that, you know, the level we put in against them, you know, I think is really, really promising. You know, there's plenty of positives that we can take from that, and yeah, if we can play like that against everyone in this league, I think we'll be quite comfortable, to be honest with you.
I was just going to say, like, for Mill Rogers as well, I mean, that first game, City Stoke away, I think he did everything but score, which was right. And then it was I think it was the Blues Academy, that game where she scored twice, and you could just see her confidence just went through the roof. Like, just needed that first goal in pre-season. She was literally on fire then, so yeah, it's one player to stand out for me as well.
Who would you say your standout players have been in the pre-season though?
So there is so many. Like, I'm not even just saying that to like, but there is genuinely so many, isn't there? Really, when you think about it, all over the pitch. Like, you know, in the defence, there's plenty you can name. We've already mentioned Lindsay Glover, Meg Hadley, you know, people like that. And then even still going into the midfield, you know, there's still plenty of names that you could say, and they'd all be, you know, a very, very reasonable shout. But yeah, I think purely just based on the goals and how that's made me feel, I think my standout has to be Neve Deasy so far this season.
Well, for me, I'd say Lindsay Glover. I'm just thinking her leadership on and off the pitch. I mean, even say the instructions to her teammates, saying get into these positions and even contributing on the goals with the goals. I mean, the last game against the Wolves of Element, just like the ball from Alex towards Lindsay, it cut through the Wolves development defence. Was like, and Lindsay just tucked it away with ease, just like the perfect goal to her score. So yeah, definitely a player I'm looking forward to watching across the season. But like I say, all of them are fantastic as well. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be a great season to watch.
Yeah, well, I would just mention as well. Obviously, we've listed plenty of names. Esme Moran as well, being absolutely terrific this pre-season. I've thought, I think she's well, deserved of a shout as well. But yeah, like we say, plenty of names. It's hard to just narrow it down to one name, isn't it? Really.
Mention one more, Amber Lawrence as well.
Yeah.
I just think she's a technically gifted player, just like control on the ball and just the movement as well, just like second to none, and football intelligence as well from Amber as well.
For me, there's been a few that I've seen go up another level. Lil Beth, there's been performances this pre-season where she has stepped up another level.
Definitely.
Compared to last season, like the way that she's been so much more aggressive on and off the ball, it's been really, really good to see. Kira Scarlett in the reserve games that we've watched.
Yeah, very, very impressive.
And when she's played in the first team as well.
Very
against Wolves, playing right centre half, very, very good. Positional sense was brilliant. And I say Esme as well, she's stepped it up another gear. She's come into her own again and just looks a completely different player last season. More aggressive on and off the ball, more attacking, and it's really, really good to see.
And I was going to say one more player, especially in the last game, impressed me, Meg Bailey as well in that defence. I was like, it's not a natural position, but she coped really well and
game by game, Meg Bailey's got better and better. We've seen her since she's moved into that defensive role. She's grows into each and every game.
I think that's what's so incredible about this squad as well. We're mentioning these players, playing in positions you wouldn't call them naturals in. Or Meg Bailey playing centre back, Kira Scarlett, like you mentioned, playing centre back. Esme, going more to a winger position when she's typically played as a central midfielder. It's really quite impressive to look at how versatile we are and how even if someone. We had that period where both Neve Deasy and Mil Rogers weren't available for the squad, and we managed to slot strikers straight back into the squad. So I don't think there's any sort of issues that we could have really this season.
I was going to say, that was probably the biggest test game.
Definitely.
Being Stoke, that was probably the biggest test game. We had our two main strikers, and the players that come in, like Hannah Fishwick was brilliant that day.
Yeah.
Amber Lawrence again, brilliant. Meg Hadley, brilliant. All of them across that pitch to a player on that day were amazing. And then, as we've already said, to cap it off the way that we did, we've ball into box, Neve Murphy, last minute header to equalise. Can't get any better.
Couldn't have asked for more.
I think that's what's going to be key in the squad rotation as well. There's probably at some point there's going to be some injuries, and then there's other players that are just going to step up and then carry on the good work that Stourbridge are doing as well. So
yeah, I mean we've seen it last season as well. I mean, how many times did Fisher put out the same lineup? I mean, it couldn't have been many because there's so many options, so much rotation. It's all good stuff as well.
He's got a good choice of players to choose from.
Definitely.
But then just to mention one player that I think's come on leaps and bounds over pre-season is the Reds keeper Ash Walton. I think she's come on very, very well, looking more and more confident game by game with the ball at her feet, and even coming out and collecting the ball a bit more. She does look a bit more confident this season, so that'll be good to see how she does.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think obviously. We've got typically one keeper in the squad, but to have her as a backup choice, I think that's really important. When she's played sort of last season in some of the cup competitions we've had, she always looked solid. Never really was tested all that much because that's just how good the defence is really. But when she's been called upon, she's been brilliant, and she's a brilliant backup to Amy Preston.
Yeah, I'd say I echo those thoughts, especially the last game against Wolves. Devs, I think 45 minutes Ash Walton got. Yeah, really impressed, and I'm just thinking it's good to have that option there, just in case Amy's not able to play any games during the course of the season. But we know we've got a good keeper to come in and alongside our defence as well to hopefully keep many clean sheets across the National League as well.
And then likewise, you've got G Thackers going down to Resi side as well.
Yeah.
What a great leader to have at that level, going into there, someone that will demand what you demand in the first team, someone that will keep them all, pushing them all the way, which is great to see. going to be good for G to be a part of that.
G, I think like the heart and soul of
definitely,
she just,
definitely.
So Mrs. Stour.
Yeah, she is definitely.
She just leaves everything out on the pitch for everybody.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to move on to what would your expectations be for this season?
See, I know what I'd like. I'd like
Yeah.
us to be promoted and go and win the National League. So I think we're going to be there or thereabouts. I think we'll push everybody all the way. So I think a few teams are going to be a bit surprised by us, and I don't think they're expecting what to come from Stourbridge, but I think a few teams think they're going to come and roll us over, and we're going to be like, no, we're going to be here to. I think Fisher said it in one interview. I think he said we're not here to make up the numbers. We're here to compete as well. So that's what we want to do this season.
Yeah, no, it's definitely right. I mean, like you say, I think I don't know too much about the teams in our league, to be honest with you, but you know, from hearing what other people are saying, I don't see any reason why we can't be, you know, there or thereabouts this season. Especially with, you know, the pre-season we've had, how the squad's looking, it's so incredibly strong that, you know, I think even we've seen it, you know, technically, you know, we shouldn't have beat Derby last season, for example, but you know, this squad with the power they have on their day, they can do anything they want. So yeah, I mean, it literally could go anyway. But the brilliant thing about it, I don't think there's much expectation on them. You know, there won't be any pressure. You know, we're in this new league. We're seeing how we're doing. So you know, if we weren't to win the league or, you know, even finish top half, I think, to be honest, that they will take that as a first season in the National League. You know, which is fine, but obviously we know where we want to be, and you know, that's obviously where they want to be as well. So we're going to try our best to make that happen, I'm sure.
For me, I can't see any team, or us allowing any team to roll us over and tickle our tummies.
Yeah.
We're literally going to be competitive. We're going to take every team. They're not going to know how to handle because of the way that we set up with the work that goes on in the background. We've seen it, Derby game, the Wolves game, the Stoke game. You've seen how they work on things in the background, and it's great to have two very, very high quality coaches
Definitely
behind the scenes making all that happen.
I was thinking the upcoming season, there's going to be those tough games where we might go 1 or 2-0 up, and like maybe in the first half and the second half we're just going to have to manage, like against Wolves. Development was like, I think it was 2-3 up at half time. It's just I know Wolves pull one back, but it's just managing that so we didn't, you know, concede anymore. Just like managing the game. So there's going to be those games where it's going to get scrappy, and I'm just thinking like for last season, like lie away, it was just like conceded the early goal, but we came back and then just found a way to find that second goal and win the game. So I think there's going to be a few games like that where we're going to be under a bit of pressure, but I know these girls and, you know, the manager and the coaches, they'll all come through this with their flying colours. Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be really interesting because, you know, like you say, it's not something we've ever properly experienced on a, you know, sort of prolonged period, having to actually hold on to wins and see games out, you know. I can remember, you know, quite a few times where it's gone into double figures last season and Fisher's still, you know, shouting, get into good habits, you know, we're still pushing and we still get, you know, loads of goals. So yeah, it's definitely going to be something different. It'll be really interesting to see how they do with it. I think they'll do, you know, very much fine with it. But yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be really, really important as well to be able to, you know that we can see games out when we need to.
I'll reiterating that personally. It's seeing where we can be. We know that we can manage a game, but it's can we do it prolonged? Because we're going in there with a massive winning mentality. But then we're going to have to get used to not having it all our own way every week, and that'll be great. Because I think this group of girls, especially the managers, will be able to cope with that, and it's managing how we do. But I can't see any team really rolling us over. We will be competitive all the way. It's going to be brilliant to watch this season. So
I remember, was it Fisher said in the messages to sit together in the lows and enjoy the highs. So that's what we're going to do. Enjoy this ride in the National League this season.
So we're going to wrap it up, and I'm going to say one final thing: we don't stop.
We don't stop.